Hi, first grade. It is time to do some math. So, we have been talking a lot about measuring, and we've been using lots of different tools to do lots of different measuring. But today, I want to talk about how sometimes if you're going to measure something that's very big, you might need a bigger tool to measure it. And if you have something really small you want to measure, you probably need a smaller tool. So, when we measure normally with our actual tools, and I know I don't have a real ruler, but this much is about a foot, right? This amount. And that's kind of a big tool of measurement. But all these numbers in between, each one of those is 1 inch, which is another way that we measure things, is an inch. You might have heard that word before. It's a smaller way to measure. So today, you're going to pick two of your own tools from something that you have at home to measure with. And you need to pick one that's very small and one that's a little bit bigger. And then we'll talk about which one do you think is the best tool to choose depending on what you're measuring. So my tools that I chose today are some that I've been using already. I have a penny that's going to be my small tool for measuring small things. And then I have a shoe, so about the size of my foot, that I'm going to use to measure some big things. So if I was going to measure my pink marker, would I want to use the size of my foot to measure? Or would I want to use my pennies? What do you think? Probably my pennies, because this shoe is longer than my marker. So I would have to say it's about one shoe or 1 foot long, but that's not true at all. It's only about half as big as this. So it wouldn't be a very accurate or a very true measurement. Now, if I used my pennies to measure, I could get a much more true, accurate measurement. What about if I wanted to measure my teddy bear, Spirit, the cheerleading bear? How would I measure her? Do you think I should use shoes or pennies? Let's take a look at Spirit over here. If I measure her with feet, with shoes, 1, 2, I see that my shoes are a little too big. They're taller than her. They go past her. So I would say she's about 2 of my feet long, but it wouldn't be a very accurate or true measurement because they're a little bit too big. A more true or accurate measurement would be if I made sure I was lining her up and I measured her with my pennies. Right now I kind of have some gaps, though. I would want to make sure that my pennies were touching, but not overlapping on top of each other. No gaps and no overlaps. So I think to measure my teddy bear, I would choose my smaller tool, pennies. What if I was going to measure something really big, like a door? If I wanted to measure how tall my door is, should I use shoes, my feet, or should I use pennies? Which one do you think? If I used pennies, I think we would be here forever. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would take forever. It would probably be way smarter to use my feet or my shoes. So I'm going to kind of do it like this. I'll stop right where it is. 1, and pick it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, my door is about 7 shoes or 7 Mrs. Anger's feet tall. It would probably be about 24 million pennies tall. Just kidding, maybe not that much. So you can see why we might want to use different tools to measure different things. So today in your Seesaw activity, I have 4 things for you to find in your house and measure, and you need to pick 2 tools of your very own and then decide which tool do you think is the best tool to measure those things. Have fun, first grade!